Jai Hind everyone. This is Indian Space Team PR department. Have you ever wondered how our ancestors perceived the red planet, Mars? Long before the advent of modern technology, our ancestors were making significant observations about Mars. In the dawning days of civilization, the ancient Sumerians took note of this distinct, reddish celestial body. They named it Nergal, after their god of war and plague, hinting at the planet's ominous fiery appearance. Meanwhile, the ancient Egyptians, in their stargazing, recognized Mars as a wandering object in the night sky. By around 1534 BCE, they had even familiarized themselves with the planet's retrograde motion, its apparent movement in the opposite direction to other bodies within its system. Fast forward to the era of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, and we find Babylonian astronomers making regular records of Mars' position. They observed that the planet completed 37 synodic periods, or 42 circuits of the zodiac, every 79 years. Such meticulous observations laid the groundwork for the invention of arithmetic methods to correct predicted planetary positions. In ancient Greece, Mars was known as Pyroeus, meaning fiery. The common Greek name for Mars was Ares, after their god of war. It was the Romans, however, who gave the planet the name we use today. Mars, to them, was the embodiment of their god of war, symbolized by the planet's sword and shield. In the 4th century BCE, the Greek philosopher Aristotle noted that Mars disappeared behind the moon during an occultation. This observation indicated that Mars was farther away, providing one of the earliest understandings of the planet's position in relation to Earth. As we journey through history, we see that Mars has always been a source of intrigue. From being a wandering object in the night sky to a symbol of war, it has captured the attention of civilizations across the globe. It's a testament to humanity's enduring curiosity about the cosmos and our place within it. Thus, from being a wandering object in the night sky to a symbol of war, Mars has always intrigued human civilization. As we moved into medieval times, the understanding of Mars became more scientific. The 4th century BCE saw Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, making a profound observation. He noticed that Mars disappeared behind the moon during an occultation, a hint that Mars was farther away. This was a stark departure from the mythological interpretations of Mars that were prevalent in ancient times. The next significant development came from Ptolemy, a Greek living in Alexandria. He sought to unravel the complexities of Mars' orbital motion. His model of the planet's orbit and his collective work on astronomy were compiled into the Almagest, a multi-volume collection which held sway as the authoritative treatise on Western astronomy for the next 14 centuries. Parallelly, in the East, Mars was gaining recognition among Chinese astronomers. By the 4th century BCE, they had identified Mars, referring to it as the Fire Star, based on the Vuxing system. Fast forward to the 17th century AD, when the Danish astronomer Tycho Brahe made a significant contribution. He measured the diurnal parallax of Mars, a term referring to the apparent shift in Mars' position against the background stars, observed from 2 different points on Earth's surface. Johannes Kepler, a German astronomer, used Brahe's measurements to make a preliminary calculation of the relative distance to Mars. He deduced that Mars orbited the Sun not in a perfect circle, but in an ellipse. Kepler also noted that Mars sped up as it approached the Sun and slowed down as it moved farther away, a phenomenon later explained by the principle of conservation of angular momentum. The transition from mythological interpretations to scientific understanding marked a significant development in our knowledge of Mars. As we journeyed from the mystical god of war to a celestial body with an elliptical orbit, our perception of Mars evolved, paving the way for further exploration and discovery. With the advent of the telescope, our understanding of Mars took a giant leap forward. And at the helm of this giant leap was Giovanni Domenico Cassini, an Italian astronomer who, in the year 1672, made a significant effort to measure the Sun-Earth distance by observing Mars's diurnal parallax. However, the early parallax measurements were hampered by the quality of the instruments available at the time. Around the same period, another remarkable observation was made. Believe it or not, the only known occultation of Mars by Venus was observed on the 13th of October, 1590, by none other than Michael Maestlin, a German astronomer in Heidelberg. This rare celestial event, wherein Venus passed directly between Earth and Mars, provided a unique opportunity to study the red planet. And how can we forget Galileo Galilei, the Italian polymath who needs no introduction? In 1610, Galileo became the first person to observe Mars through a telescope. This marked a significant turning point in our exploration of the red planet, allowing us to peer closer and discern more details than ever before. But the real game changer came in the form of Christian Huygens, a Dutch astronomer who took Galileo's work a step further. Huygens didn't just observe Mars, he mapped it. Yes, you heard that right. He was the first person to draw a map of Mars that displayed any terrain features, a feat that was nothing short of revolutionary at the time. His work laid the groundwork for future Martian cartography and paved the way for the detailed maps of Mars we have today. These pioneers of astronomy didn't just observe Mars, they studied it, they measured it, they mapped it. Their meticulous work and tireless dedication brought about a new understanding of this fascinating planet and its place in our solar system. Their observations and discoveries were nothing short of groundbreaking, transforming Mars from a mysterious red speck in the night sky to a world of its own, complete with its unique terrain and features. And while these astronomers may no longer be with us, their legacy lives on. Every time we look at a map of Mars, every time we read about a new Martian discovery, we are standing on the shoulders of these giants. We are building on the foundation they laid, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge and understanding further than they could have ever imagined. From the ancient Sumerians who named Mars after their god of war, to the Greeks and Romans who observed its motion, and finally to the astronomers of the modern age who mapped its surface, our fascination with Mars has stood the test of time. And as we continue to explore and study this captivating planet, who knows what new discoveries await us? These observations laid the foundation for our current understanding of Mars. And with each new observation, each new discovery, we take one step closer to unraveling the mysteries of the red planet. Mars has not only been a subject of scientific interest, but also a significant cultural symbol. For centuries, our human fascination with Mars has woven itself into the fabric of our cultures, influencing everything from mythology to modern science fiction. In ancient civilizations, Mars was often associated with war and conflict. The Sumerians named it Nergal, after their god of war and plague, and in the ancient city of Nineveh, it was a major cult center. In Mesopotamian texts, Mars was referred to as the star of judgment of the fate of the dead. The ancient Greeks knew it as Ares, their god of war, but it was the Romans who named the planet Mars, after their own god of war, represented by the sword and shield of the planet's namesake. But Mars's influence extends beyond ancient myths and legends. It has also made its mark on modern culture, particularly in the realm of science fiction. From H.G. Wells's The War of the Worlds to Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles, Mars has long served as the backdrop for tales of extraterrestrial life and interplanetary adventures. The red planet has become a symbol of the unknown, the frontier of human exploration, and the potential for life beyond Earth. However, Mars is not just a cultural symbol or a setting for science fiction narratives. It's also a real place, a world that we've been studying for centuries and are now beginning to explore in person. Over the past few decades, we've sent numerous missions to Mars, each one peeling back a layer of the red planet's mysteries. These missions have given us valuable insights into Mars' geology, climate, and potential for life. Today, we stand on the precipice of a new era of Mars exploration. NASA's Perseverance rover is currently traversing the Martian surface, searching for signs of ancient microbial life and collecting samples for future return to Earth. The European Space Agency's ExoMars rover, set to launch in the year 2024, will also search for signs of life, drilling deeper into the Martian soil than any previous mission. But perhaps most exciting of all is the prospect of human exploration. NASA's Artemis program aims to return humans to the Moon by 2024 as a stepping stone for future Mars missions. Meanwhile, private companies like SpaceX have ambitious plans for Martian colonization, with CEO Elon Musk stating a goal of sending humans to Mars within this decade. These missions represent the culmination of centuries of fascination with Mars. From ancient deities to modern rovers, our relationship with the Red Planet has always been one of curiosity, exploration, and discovery. This is last part of Planet Mars. Thanks for supporting. Please share this video. As we continue to explore Mars, who knows what secrets we might uncover next? After all, the Red Planet still holds many mysteries that are waiting to be solved.